Okay, and we're live.
All right, awesome.
So I'm just going to switch that over and okay, cool. All right, so we should start getting some viewers shortly.
Okay. Oh, we have 3 likes already. Oh, there are people. Hi people who are watching. All 2 of you. 3, 4.
Oh, there's chat. Is there chat? Always these technical troubles when we start doing this. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go. So before we start, I just have to make a quick joke. Diana, I've already forgotten the pun. So Tamsin, you're not the only one with chips. I drove us out of spite.
Okay. I'm sure the viewers are really confused right now. Context.
Good. Doing my job right. Anyway, that's my product placement. So, starting off with, we got a couple of topics that we were thinking of starting. I actually wanted to start semi-serious. Now, unfortunately, I don't know too much information about this yet, but one of my subscribers is a guy named Gavin Mason. I've tried plugging his channel before a few times online, and unfortunately today he came out with a video. I've not seen the whole thing, but he came out with a video titled Some Unfortunate News, and it looks like he will not, or he may not be continuing his channel, which is really a shame. He's actually a very talented animator.
Oh.
I can't see him. And it looks like a lot of that is because of financial reasons, which is understandable. Animating is expensive. So I just want to say, if you guys are so inclined, go find his channel. It's Gavin Mason, and if I can get this bloody thing to work, I will try to link one of his videos, because I mean he is really talented.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Dan, do you have the chat log up?
The chat log up? Like the chat streaming by the video? Yeah. Yes, I do. Yep.
I don't know.
Is it not showing up for you?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, there goes all the drama of the moment. Oh, there it is. Fuck, what the hell, finally. Hold on. There, all right. So that is a link to a project he was working on called Quest Heads. It was basically if I remember this correctly, a snooty prince and kind of a lackadaisical bard walking around as they're hunted by a fox or something. It's weird, but
it's really cute so far. I'm watching it on silent right now, but it's cute animation. I like it.
Yeah, for a guy working by himself, he actually does really good work. So I'd say everyone just go subscribe to him, show him a little bit of support. I can't remember if he has a Patreon or not, but that would be good to try to look at. I mean, hell, I was actually thinking of trying to be a voice actor for a show. If he got anywhere with that, that would be fun.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, well. So I got a chat going at the moment. So yeah, Gavin, if you ever do see this, seriously, don't stop animating. Even if you can't work on the channel, you're too talented.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, moving on to something else. What do you think, Dan? Should we move on to that stupid bureaucracy story, or did you want to talk about Spider-Man a little bit?
Oh no, let's hear your bureaucracy story first.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going. I'm just getting my charging cord.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So, no specifics as to what my job is, because then I'd be seen as a representative of that job, and my boss would be very, very angry because I am extremely histrionic on the internet. So, I am a supervisory agent for where I work, and one of my duties is when one of the employees on my team, if they call out sick, they need to submit a proper leave form in order to not be marked AWOL. The scheduling department that I work with is so tightly run that it's like they are terrified of an imminent auditing that could literally happen any minute now. Everyone hates them. So recently, I had to, I'm wording this very carefully, I had to send them an email explaining what was going on. One of my guys had to call out, and he wasn't going to be able to submit a leave request before the deadline. So I sent them an email saying he wants to use this he wants to use his sick leave to cover his absence. He's confirmed with me. I told him it's okay. We should be good to go. Instead, they sent me a response saying that I need to fill all these particular points. I need to confirm that I spoke to my guy, that the type of leave he wants to use, if he wants to use sick or annual to cover it, and that I'm approving the leave. Things that are all included in the original email. So they've done this kind of crap to me before. I hate them. So because I can't, well, I actually sent a complaint off to management to say, can we please do something about these feckless people? And my manager had to look up the word feckless to make sure I wasn't swearing. But no, I prepared an email. I did not actually send this, but I will totally do that if they piss me off again. So if anyone from that department is watching, heads up. It is a very long, very unnecessary paragraph, which, if anyone has ever read James Joyce, he goes into way too much detail and takes forever to get to the plot. Ulysses, for example, is like, I don't know, 700, 800 pages long, and it only covers the span of one day. It is insane. I am not a fan of that man's work. So what better writing style to emulate when trying to piss off a couple of bureaucrats? And I go into such detail, such very unnecessary detail in explaining what happened. It was a bright, sunny, enlightened morning when I spoke to, I'm just going to call my guy Bob, but I referred to him by his full name, rank, and agent number. And then I gave his full schedule, days off, times work, things like that. Bob spoke to me via text message. A text message, by the way, is an electronic message sent over a cellular network from one cell phone to another by typing words, often in shortened form, such as L8T for late, on the phone's numeric or QWERTY keypad. The date was the 25th of June in the year of our Lord 2017. A terrible malady had befallen poor Bob upon the 24th of June in the year of our Lord 2017. Bob expressed his deepest regrets and stated plainly via his text message to me, his supervisor, that due to forces beyond his control, he was unable to muster the strength to make an appearance at work. To be clear, and it just goes on like that, never piss off a sociopathic writer. We will do shit like this. And the fun part is, I don't actually breach any kind of rules. I don't break any rules. I don't swear. I'm a little condescending, but there's no actual rule against that.
Oh, you're super condescending.
This is Vash. I think Vash did it perfectly. This is how Crimson trolls you. He doesn't swear. He writes at you like James Joyce.
Yep, pretty much. Yep.
It's great. They can try to complain. I don't do anything wrong. It's just obnoxious. That's it.
Yep.
And that's not even halfway through the whole thing.
How long is it? How many pages?
I mean, it's just the one paragraph, but it's a pretty lengthy paragraph. So
yeah. Oh God.
In comparison, hold on, I'm trying to block the emails because, you know.
It looks as dense as like something out of a university textbook.
You're not far off, actually. This is the original response they sent me. So to compare it to this, oh, hold on, there we go. To compare it to that is insane, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
GC will be with us later. He's running errands.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, my thing is, you do not get to fuck with my guys. If they are on my team, they have my protection, and I will go to bat for every single one of them.
Oh, that's nice. That's good. Yeah.
And it's fun to fuck with them.
Yes, it is. It is fun to fuck with your superiors. If like,
oh,
yeah.
They wish they were my superiors. They're supposed to be a support department, but they are constantly in a race to try to be the worst department in the building. They're in a competition with HR. I swear to God.
Oh God. And HR is the other worst department, and that's supposed to be the department that gets rid of bad departments to begin with.
But oh well. Let's see. So, Dan, what do you want to go with next?
Spider-Man. I have not seen it. Please, chat, be kind about spoilers. But
usual spoiler rules apply, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I saw that opening day on Thursday, and it's definitely worth it. I'm sorry I haven't been able to put a rogue review out to properly probably go into detail about it, but it is definitely worth going seeing. If you're a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, go see this one. Yeah. Seriously, when the worst movie in your collection is like Iron Man 3, you're still doing pretty damn good.
Yeah, pretty damn good. Let's see, worst Marvel movie. I would still say for me, my least favorite is Thor, the first Thor movie.
Really? I thought that one was pretty good. That was the one directed by Kenneth Branagh, I think.
Yeah, I just didn't like the pacing of it. I felt the pacing felt really rushed, and there could have been more moments. I know there is like a deleted moment. I've seen it for myself where Loki, and they actually show Loki and Thor like near the beginning of the movie having a moment to establish that, like, even though Thor outshines him so much, they still actually have a rapport and a relationship with each other. But they cut that out of the movie, so when Loki does turn on him, I kind of didn't feel any real betrayal coming from that character, even though it was so obvious he was going to betray them. Like, yeah, I didn't feel any emotion from it, that it was a big betrayal. Like, nothing was earned when Thor was so heartbroken. I'm like, why are you feeling heartbroken? Like, you barely acknowledged him in Act 1, so I don't know why you're feeling this surprised or whatnot. But, yeah, go on.
I would have to go back and rewatch that.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't horrible, like, but I don't know. I just felt it was kind of lackluster, especially coming from Kenneth Branagh. I was like, I don't know. I was just expecting something better, but I just felt like the pacing was kind of all over the place, and it was only okay for me. Like, it wasn't like unbearable or anything. It was just okay. That's all. I know a lot of people hate Iron Man 2. I'm okay with Iron Man 2. I don't know why people hate it as much as they do. I find it okay. I've rewatched it again.
It was. I mean, there were parts of it that were certainly good. My biggest problem with Iron Man 3 is it looked like they were just trying to get rid of the character in the very end. And I hated that. It's like he has all of his suits explode.
Mm-hmm.
What could have been such a cooler fight scene? Not to mention the crap they pulled with switching up the Mandarin. one of his more dangerous foes, from what I've been told.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the switching out of the Mandarin. Yeah, that was a really bold choice on their part, and then the backlash they got from a lot of the fans. Again, like I've never heard of the Mandarin up until the movie, but like, you know, once, you know, people were reacting to it, I looked into it. It was a bold choice. Again, I'm kind of neutral because I've never read the comics, but I thought it was a fun movie. I found the writing for Tony Stark's character a little inconsistent. I don't know what we were supposed to. Yeah, like the whole thing about him, you know, the whole one of the major things about his arc was about, you know, protecting Pepper, right? And
Right.
saying how, like, you know, I'm like, if anything ever happened to you, I would never forgive myself. Like, everything that I am doing is for you. I want to protect you. You're the love of my life. And then he goes on to announce his address on international television to his enemy. And then when he's back at the house, Pepper's like, oh my God, we have to leave. We have to leave. We're going to get killed. And he's like, no, 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 we're staying at this house. I'm like, what are you doing, man? I was so confused. And then,
And he sets up no defenses. He takes no preparation for what is a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, what the fuck are you doing?
An incredible moron.
I know. I was just like your so-called love of your life is like terrified out of her mind, and she's the only one speaking sense. And you're like, no, baby, let's stay here. It's fine. Nothing will happen. And of course, like, it gets blown to Kingdom Come. I was like, yeah, that was just, I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if that line of thinking is supposed to be a product of his PTSD, but it was just so mind-bogglingly stupid, and I don't know why the writers decided to just completely not fix that issue in the movie. Yeah. But other than that, Iron Man 3 was fun. I think maybe it went on a little too long for me, but other than that, that's like the worst. That's the worst crime.
I'd also accept Thor 2 just because the pacing was all over the place, and it just didn't really strike out to me, which is really a shame because Thor is an awesome hero, and Chris Hemsworth is doing a pretty good job playing him, I think.
Yeah, I like Thor. I like Chris Hemsworth as Thor. It's honestly like it's really ideal casting now that I think of it. But I seem to only like Thor when he's with the Avengers. I don't seem to like his standalone movies. Again, they're not horrible. They just don't really speak to me. But yeah, now, with Thor 2 as well, I don't remember a lot about it, but I really did like I did like it way better than Thor 1 because it focused way more on the characters and the relationships, and the relationship Loki had with his mother. I thought that was really well done, and yeah, so I do like it better for that. I'm having trouble remembering exactly what happened in the climactic act, but yeah, other than that, I do think Thor 2 is slightly better than Thor 1.
Dan, hold on. Slade is contacting me.
Okay, great. To Gojira Anime, no, it's not a Sailor Moon mug. It is, in fact, a Fantasia mug. So, like,
hello.
Oh, hi, Slade.
What's up, guys?
Nothing much.
Yes.
You.
So I've officially outnerded Crimson.
Yeah.
Oh, really? How so?
Should I shower?
Do it.
Warhammer!
Oh, what are those? Is that the I'm not nerdy enough to recognize those symbols. I'm sorry, guys. What are those? Or is this the Green Lantern symbols? Or
No, it's the Warhammer Chaos Gods.
okay, yeah. Woo! Over my head. I don't.
It's official. I have outnerded Crimson.
she came into work one morning with those, just showing them off, and I noted that. Well, she pointed out that one of them, I forget which one, but one of them looks like a fidget spinner.
Nurgle.
Can you show the wrist again, just so we see Nurgle's sealed properly? You'll need to say something that's all voice activated.
There we go.
Oh, it totally does look like a fidget spinner. Or the Holy Trinity, as some people think it is.
It's Nurgle. No one likes Nurgle. Therefore, no one likes fidget spinners.
For those,
You guys discuss some.
those asking in the chat, Slade is the on-again, off-again production assistant and makeup artist for the show. So all the makeup you've seen in various fight scenes and the like was all done because of her.
Yep.
I'm just a terrible makeup artist. So yeah. You guys were talking about Marvel?
Yeah.
Yep.
Which movie were you on?
We were just talking about Thor. Thor 2.
Kristen? Thor 2. Terrible. Ragnarok is going to beat it.
Well, I mean, just going by the trailer alone, the buddy team up of Thor and Hulk, I think, is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. I was just saying that Thor 2 I liked better than Thor 1, just because I felt like it focused on the tension and the tension between the characters a lot more, which I thought was really missing in Thor 1. But as a whole, I kind of find the Thor movies a bit forgettable compared to the other ones. So.
Well, with Iron Man, since you guys were just discussing that, and this is just my 2 cents about it.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Mandarin seriously was done completely wrong. They just wanted to end that series, and I am so mad about that.
Yeah, like you and a lot of people. Again, I'm neutral because Iron Man, to me, I never heard of Iron Man before the movies. So I'm kind of neutral. I could go one or the other. I can understand why people are so pissed off because they just completely uprooted the original concept of the Mandarin and just rolled with whatever the heck they wanted. Iron Man 3, it's an enjoyable movie. I can take it or leave it. I actually really like Iron Man 1 and the very much maligned 2. So, yeah.
Iron Man was done right. Spider-Man,
Like
I
it.
don't know.
Kyle here really likes it.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, bad.
It was simple. The jokes worked. Oh, actually, that is something I wanted to talk about. The villain's motivation to everything. Now, this is not a spoiler. This is a reveal in the very first scene. But the villain of this movie is the Vulture, as you see in the trailers. And he used to work a construction company. And after the attack in the first Avengers movie, there was a lot of cleanup that had to do. So he put a lot of money down in his company to pay for extra equipment and things in order to properly move everything and do a good job because they had a contract with the city and it was going to get them a lot of money. The problem is Tony Stark then came out with the Department of Damage Control, which took the job from him. And so he goes on the classic, oh, the rich don't really care about us. They just want us to fight their wars and build their roads, and then they'll step all over us, that kind of thing. And normally, I hate that because that's just lazy writing as classist and all that crap. Not to mention hypocritical, because the people who say that kind of thing or write that kind of thing, I feel, want to damn the rich, but at the same time, they also want to be the rich. So is it having your cake and eating it too? That's its own separate rant. In this case, however, I could totally understand it because that is a dick move. The man put his house up, and used his house as collateral in order to pay for all this extra equipment, which now he had no way to fill the contract and he had no way to get paid. So he's screwed. I can totally sympathize with something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hang on a second, there's someone in the room. Excuse me, what are you doing? There's a dog. There's a cute dog. There's a puppy.
How is the new actor for Spider-Man, the new kid?
Well, I say this without seeing the. Oh, there's your puppy. I say this without seeing the Andrew Garfield.
Come here.
You say this without what?
I say this without seeing the Andrew Garfield movie, but he was pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. I like how they picked another British actor to play Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen some of his audition videos, and he actually put a lot of energy into getting this role. And he's doing full-on acrobatic stunts in his backyard over a mat.
Oh, really?
What are you guys talking about?
Aw.
Yeah, he was going full out. It was very impressive work.
That's good. Yeah. And I'm glad they picked a really fresh face to play Spider-Man. And like, I remember when I was watching Civil War, where some of my friends, one of them being a huge Spider-Man fan, he was kind of taken aback at how young he looked.
Well, he's supposed to be 15, so it makes sense.
Yeah, he's supposed to be 15, and it's not like the late 90s anymore where we're getting like 28-year-olds to play 16-year-olds anymore. I'm liking that, you know, they're trying to, like, Hollywood has gotten really better at that now, picking people who actually look the age of the character. And yeah, like Spider-Man, he really is supposed to be a child, right? And I like the new direction they've taken it. It's really refreshing. So yeah, I'm excited to see Spider-Man Homecoming. It looks like a really fun movie, and I haven't heard any bad things about it until Slade came on. Like, what was your issue with the movie?
Uncle Ben!
I guess I don't know. I have to watch it.
That's all. I can't get over Tobey Maguire. I didn't even see the third one when the original trilogy came out, just because. Uncle Ben!
Oh, I like Tobey Maguire. Like, Sam Raimi, he likes to be campy and cheesy, right? So, like, the first Spider-Man movie by Raimi too, that was really campy, but I think he was just trying to pay homage to the really old comics. So yeah. But what did you, Kyle? What do you think of the old Spider-Man movies that we grew up with?
If we're talking the Tobey Maguire ones, then yeah, they were corny, they were campy, but there was still a particular charm with them. I mean, I even still kind of like the third one. You know,
really?
it is very much flawed, certainly.
Yeah.
Absolutely wasted potential of Venom.
Oh God, yeah.
But I liked.
Yeah.
I liked what they tried to do with the multiple villains.
I don't
know. I feel like the multiple villain angle. I kind of blame that all on like the first Batman movies by Tim Burton, because they kept having to throw in. First, it was just the one villain, and then two, and then three, and then four. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in the third Spider-Man movie, there's just too many villains. There was Sandman, right? And then Venom.
Sandman, Green Goblin 2.0, and Venom.
Yeah, and like
what you talking about?
Like,
what you talking about over there, little girl? Sorry, like, my dog's talking.
Yeah, no worries. And just having just Venom or the Green Goblin there would have been way more like more than enough material for one really good movie. And they just focus on it, and that's yeah, I think that's like one of the biggest lessons I've taken from film school is that if you feel like the script isn't working, just always try to simplify it, and more often than not, that's often the solution to your problem. Just try to keep it simple and do the simple thing really, really well, is what I've learned. But with, I don't know, with this movie, I guess, well, like, is there more than 2 villains in this one without giving too much away?
Technically, yes, but Vulture's the only one of any importance.
Okay, right.
Oh, real
I
quick,
won't
since
say
I
any
was
more on that because of spoilers.
Kyle,
Yeah.
since I was discussing it with Neckbeard, yeah, Nick, at work the other day. Let's talk about Easter Sunday real quick.
I don't know if I want to because I don't want to hurt John's feelings. Okay, so
Tell Diane, just tell Diane the plot.
I'm saving Easter Sunday for a much later project, but
For your channel?
yeah. Okay, so we've got a buddy named John who he works with this production company,
Okay, sweet. Awesome.
and they make
That I'm actually working right now.
yes, and then Slade's actually working with them, but they work on horror movies. Now, anyone who's familiar with movie making knows that horror movies are generally really cheap to make and can give a very good return investment.
Mm-hmm.
So they decided to make a movie about a local Virginian legend called The Bunny Man. And it's about a man who wears a bunny mask and murders people under a bridge. I have been told, I have not seen this movie myself. I'm holding off on that. But
I've seen it
the
twice.
mutual friend that Slade and I are talking about has seen it, and he informed me that you would have more fun at both of your parents' funerals.
Okay. Because it's so boring or so what's so bad about it?
The villain kills people with Easter eggs.
Oh. Well,
At one point, he shoves a baseball into someone's eye sockets and kills him that way.
okay. That doesn't sound that ridiculous. I mean, oh, the Easter egg thing, yeah. I don't know why you're having a problem with the baseball bat.
No. Ball. Baseball.
Oh, a
There's
baseball
through
through.
someone's eye.
Okay,
And that wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't repeated.
I see.
I don't know what to think of the movie because, again, I haven't seen it, but it's either going to be so hilariously awful that it's going to be up there with The Room and Samurai Cop.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be so awfully cringy that I will have to leave the country.
Oh, come on. I'm guessing it's going to be hilarious.
Diane, we're coming to visit you in Canada.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Come on over.
And then we'll watch the movie up there, and then Justin Trudeau will ban us from Canada forever for bringing the movie up north.
Yeah, you smuggle it in.
They are not exploding Easter eggs, no.
Yeah, no.
Hi.
That's kind of funny. That's a funny concept. But
It's really not.
no. And
You want to see the people?
I'm guessing
You want
it's
to see the people?
straight to DVD type of movie, like that's still like almost like an asylum movie is what they call it.
It's up there. Speaking of Asylum, that actually moves on to my next review.
Don't tell them.
But I want to tell them.
Don't.
Why?
Because you come back to work tomorrow and I will step on your toes.
I'm going to do that anyway.
Maybe.
So everyone knows, well, hopefully
Puppy.
knows that I'm doing Beowulf for the next review. That's going to be the 4th anniversary special.
Ooh, Beowulf, that's classic. You're not doing the 3D animated one, right? That's
No. I am doing one that is far worse. I am doing the 1999 version starring.
Oh yes, right. You've shown me the trailer of that. I'm so excited.
It is so awful.
Yeah. I can't
Uh,
wait.
the one after that, though, is going to be Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, with Downey Jr.?
No,
Okay.
I would have had fun with that.
We're doing it one of the Asylum movies.
Yep,
Oh, okay.
there are robot dinosaurs.
What are you expecting? Come on.
There are robot dinosaurs. And the villain is a Cyberman from Doctor Who.
Nice.
Why?
I
How
don't
did
know.
they get the rights? How did they get the rights from Doctor Who? Like, is it an actual character from Doctor
No,
Who?
like so many other things in the Asylum, it's a total ripoff.
It's a
And since
total.
they don't use the name, they don't have to pay any royalty fees.
Yeah.
I can tell you this. If we ever do 50 Shades of Grey, since he's already hurting himself so bad, I'm just going to love hurting him even more during that review.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be in the
It's
background.
so thematically
It's fine.
appropriate because it's BD. So.
We may have a guy in a gimp suit.
Oh, God. Ew, really?
That review's not for a while.
Yeah.
I
I
have
want
tried.
to see, like, oh God, like, in my fantasy dream world, like, if I had, like, if money wasn't an issue, I'd fly over there just to do the 50 Shades of Grey review with you, if you were inclined. I just want to do the review for this one toast, no, sorry, blah, Freudian slip. I have the funniest joke in mind for that toast scene. You know what I'm talking about?
I'd have to go back, but I think I've repressed most of the movie, so...
It's
Wait,
really
which one? Toast.
toast. It's
Oh, yes, I know that scene.
You know, she's eating.
I know that scene very well.
Over and like he takes a chomp out of it. I just have to like it's a simple joke I have in mind, but it's just I think it would come off really well visually, and it's nothing dirty or anything like that. I mean, it's nothing dirty or anything. I just think it's kind of funny and cute. But anyway,
in the source material, I don't think dirty's really going to be that big a deal.
Yeah, I know,
This
right?
is going to be me and Kyle.
Enough. We don't really need to. Well, the movie is bad enough by itself. We don't really need to heighten it with anything. But 50 Shades of Grey too.
Hey guys, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, bye, Slade.
Sorry, Dan, you were saying?
Yeah, no, I was saying with 50 Shades of Grey though, I wouldn't call it a dirty movie because the sex scenes are just so tame compared to what I assume the book presented, but it's like just softcore porn.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Moving on, someone actually brought something up interesting in chat about the Death Note trailer on Netflix.
Was there another one? I only know of the one.
Live action. I think they just have the one trailer, but have you seen that?
I think so, yeah. I remember watching one Death Note trailer that was for Netflix, yeah. If that's the only one, then yeah, I have watched it.
I am a little disturbed by this, so much so that I might actually do like a reaction vlog to the whole thing.
Yeah, you've mentioned that, I think, before to me.
I was a big fan of Death Note when it was still coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on, GC's here.
Yay!
Check your email. Should have already sent it.
Hang on.
Sorry, folks, this is just going to take a second. Okay. Keith, it's in your email. Moving on. So I was a big fan of Death Note back when it was still coming out, but I have so many questions for how they're going to do this. Yes, and there's the potato chip scene. Oh God, that was dumb. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, in the dubbed version, in the version for America, the main character is the villain of the series named Light, and he's being monitored by the police because they think he's the killer. So he's got this brilliant plan where he actually has a slip of the death note. He writes someone's name on that and he kills them. He reaches his hand into a potato bag, scribbles someone's name on it real quick, pulls out a potato chip, and eats it.
Yeah.
Most dramatic way possible.
Most dramatic way possible.
And people are dying, and there's, oh, he can't possibly be the killer. He's just there eating potato chips. It was so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, casting Willem Dafoe for Ryuk, he at least got the laugh down. Yeah,
Willem Dafoe for, sorry, who does he play? Does he play? Ryuk, yeah. I could totally see that. He can pull it off. I don't know, like, I know a lot of people are up in arms against the whole, you know, I guess, whitewashing, if you will. Like, I don't mind that they've Americanized it, because they've done that before with, like, The Ring, like, with other properties that have been taken from Japanese and Korea. It would have been nice if, like, they have casted, like, say, a Japanese American actor, because that would make more sense, and they could still tie in, like, the Japanese mythology of it all. Since, like, I guess the word Shinigami, it's lost on a lot of Westerners who aren't into anime or Japanese culture.
Well, it doesn't have a direct translation to English, so I mean, calling them death gods is not an accurate statement, but it's the closest we've got.
Shinigami, doesn't it mean god of death? I swear that's what I thought it meant, because in Gundam Wing, Duo Maxwell's, I always thought he was calling himself the god of death, at least in the dub anyway. But hi, GC.
That basically is what it means, Diane.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, people, I guess Westerners, they'll understand the concept god of death, right? But
yeah, I mean, going off what you said, I'm not going to bother talking about any potential whitewashing, but I am a little annoyed by the Americanizing of it. I mean, let's look at the last great example of when that happened. Dragon Ball Evolution. How well did that turn out?
Yep.
Kyle, I'm still going to hurt you for that one.
You volunteered.
Yes, but you had to choose something that was absolutely atrocious in every sense of the word.
You volunteered, and I wrote some good lines for you.
Yes, you did. Still a horrible movie.
What, did he make you watch it?
He wanted to do a collab. Originally, we were supposed to do Alice in Wonderland together, but I screwed that up. So I offered, hey, Dragon Ball Evolution's coming up. That'll be very loud and anger-inducing. You want to join me on that? And he was like, yeah, sure.
And mind you, the ironic part, you remember how the first bit of it opens with me saying that Crimson has never seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ironic part is he saw it before I did.
It's pretty bad.
I had never seen it before.
I just want to tie in one more note real quick. Something that annoys me about the Death Note trailer that I don't know how they're going to properly explain this. In Death Note, Light's persona as, you know, this mysterious killer guy is Kira, which is more or less a translation of killer, from what I understand. How are they going to justify calling him that if it's set in America?
I don't know. Again.
Exactly. It's like, well, we were going to call him the Notebook Murderer, but the guy who picks out our names is a total weeb, so we just went with his first suggestion.
I have no idea. I haven't read Death Note in a while. I was really into it in college, but then I kind of got tired of it just because, like, while I very much love the cat and mouse element of the whole thing, it became a little too, I guess, like, I guess, a little too soulless for me, and Light was just becoming such a despicable character, which, yes, I know is the entire point of it all. But yeah, like I guess I needed more heart like more heart from the characters in that series, so I kind of got tired of it. But I kind of know the ending, so.
Vash actually brought up my next point. Now, one of the central characters of the story is the mysterious detective L. That's all he's known as.
Yes, L.
He's extremely reclusive, like to the point where people don't even know what he looks like because he refuses to be seen in public. If he ever contacts anyone, it's through his butler, Warabi, I believe his name is, and then he like contacts him through a laptop online.
Yeah, and the picture on the laptop
is giving a press conference.
The stylized L.
Yes. It's just the L image. He's giving a press conference in the trailer. He's got just like a mask and a hoodie. It's just why?
Wait! How do you know it's not? How do you know it's not a decoy? Because they had a decoy in the manga. From what I heard.
There is a scene later on that uses the same actor as he's talking face to face with Light.
Oh, I see. Never mind. Yeah.
I mean, if they had gone with what you were talking about, then sure, that would have been fine, except they would have had a need to cover his face up. But, goddamn, talk about completely misunderstanding the central point of the entire character.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, well, we'll see. I'm willing to watch one episode of Death Note. Again, like, I'm kind of neutral about that franchise, but I'm willing to check it out to see.
I'll watch it, but I'm likely to be watching it with my roommates and complaining about it loudly on a vlog afterwards.
Yeah. Hang on. You guys continue on. I have to attend to something.
Cool. So let's see. How's life?
It's not bad. I quit my old job yesterday.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Hello, Diane's chair.
Yeah, considering where I worked, it's a good thing I quit.
Oh, well, I guess that's good. Was that related to the thing you told me about earlier?
Say again?
Never mind, I'm talking too fast. Let's see, what else we have on the docket? Someone else was mentioning something on Netflix. Well, might as well turn it over to the Q&A if you think, I mean, unless there's a topic you wanted to talk about.
Not that I can think of. But again, to everyone in the chat, I'm sorry I'm late. I've been cleaning house all day because I have family coming over tomorrow. Is there anything I missed that's important?
I told a funny joke about Bureaucracy, which you can watch once this goes online, and a fan named Gavin Mason could be shutting down his channel. So that's, again, everyone go subscribe to him. Go, my minions! Okay, I'm done.
Live! What are you, the Wicked Witch of the West?
Prefer the term wizard, but okay. Anyway, so yeah, let's open it up for Q&A. Let's see. Let's see. Am I excited for Game of Thrones season 7? I actually don't watch Game of Thrones. The book.
Cool. That's the second person out of the millions I've ever met that doesn't watch it.
Yeah, let's stand out. I mean, look, I've got a flip phone.
I've never seen it either.
I've seen like a few episodes and a few scenes on YouTube. It's a very good show, I will grant. It looks incredible, but
I still love the that video you posted on the Facebook channel. The one of Samuel L. Jackson doing the, okay, this is how we catch you up.
Oh, that one, yes.
That was hilarious.
I'm going to go back and look at that. Let's see. No, I have not read Armada. That sounds like fun. Am I a fan of Blind Guardian? Dude, you should see my car. Very much a fan of Blind Guardian. I've got like 4 of their CDs. First song I ever heard of them was the Bard's song, and it's glorious.
I can't remember who does it. I don't remember who does it, but there is this song that my brother had me listen to, and it's hilarious. It's done as a Gregorian chant, and it's called Nun Fight. What it basically is, think of the opening of a boxing match between 2 nuns, done as a Gregorian chant. It's hysterical and sacrilegious in every sense of the word.
I am going to watch that later. Oh, is that Nun Fight by Paul and Storm? Probably better go check that out later.
What are we talking about now?
We're talking about how I'm free because I haven't seen Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Quijano. I don't know if he has, but I've also finished the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. I'm on the 5th book, halfway through it, and I still haven't finished it. Mind you, I've been halfway through it for about 2 or 3 years now.
I actually just finished getting all of the Heroes of Olympus books, all in hardback, and one of them was actually free because one of the places I used to live, back when I was living with a girlfriend, we got home from errands one day and noticed that there was a book leaning against a tree. It was, I think it was the 4th. Yes, it was the 4th book from the Heroes of Olympus series. And I wanted to take it inside and just keep it because, I mean, who's going to be stupid enough to leave a book outside when it's about to rain? Girlfriend at the time said, no, that's not fair to the kids. So she put it inside of a sealable gallon-sized bag, and we left it up against the tree. Come back a day later, it's still there, so I got to keep it. She just left a note on the tree saying, hey, if you want your book back, just come to us at this address. And they never came back, so I got a free book.
Nice. Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
Ooh, yes, the new Castlevania series. Has anyone else seen that?
I haven't.
I just finished that the other day. It's really good. It's actually really impressive. The animation is great. The voice acting is fantastic. It stars Richard Armitage, who, if you don't recognize the name, is Thorin from the Hobbits movies.
I think I've only heard of Castlevania in passing on my Twitter feed. What is it about? What is it?
Okay, short version is Dracula at one point is approached by a woman who knows that he's very learned and very smart, and she wants to learn from him. They end up falling in love, and she later on gets accused of being a witch. So the church murders her, burns her at the stake.
Yep.
Dracula gets revenge.
Right the fuck off. So he ends up opening up the gates of hell and summons an army of undead demon monster thingies to slaughter all of humanity.
Undead demon monster thingies. I love it.
Yes, put it on a t-shirt.
It's a technical term.
Scientific term.
Yeah.
So we cut to Trevor Belmont, the last of the Belmont family, which is a group of expert monster hunters. Like, seriously good. They've got some really good action scenes in here with him. And he comes to this one town and just to help people. Oh, no, he comes in because he kind of stumbles in drunk, but he ends up helping people. And one thing leads to another, and if I go into much more detail, I'll end up spoiling it. So I will just say it is a very good series, very good action, very good acting, very good, damn near everything. It's okay. First season's only 4 episodes, but by the end of it, you will be pumped for more. You will want
4 episodes? I could totally do that. And it's
Screening in the afternoon.
And it's it's animation.
It's animated, yes.
Is it anime?
Um,
I'm trying to get a good shot of it, but
no, it's not anime. It's pretty sure it was made in America, but it is really good.
okay. No, I could totally check that out. The the style of the animation, I think it definitely takes a lot of cues from anime. It's probably animated in Korea.
Is it anime? I don't actually know.
Yeah, because Netflix, they've also been producing their own anime, like with both Japanese and English voices. So yeah,
Okay.
it's probably like an American. It's probably maybe like an American property, but they totally got Japanese or Korean animators to work on it. I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Maybe. I could be entirely wrong on that.
Yeah, it's just speculation, pure speculation on my part.
And yes, this is Castlevania. We're talking about Undead. So, hold on. Who was it? Rookie Teller asks if we're gonna go see Valerian.
Oh,
Dan, you want to start on that?
me? I've seen the trailer. I'm not. It looks okay. It looks impressive. Yeah, visually really impressive. I can take it or leave it though. I'll see what the reviews say. I'm more interested in. Oh, you should be interested in this one. I'm more excited for
Dunkirk.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Yes, I am really looking forward to that one. That one looks great.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I really do like mysteries, so I'm pumped for that. And I remember I tried reading Agatha Christie once as a kid, and I didn't have the patience for it. For that movie, I'll try to read Murder on the Orient Express. I'll try Agatha Christie again.
Pretty cool.
Hey, Kyle.
Yep.
We got a question from Gojira Anime.
What's the
Are
answer?
are you going to do a review on Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Well, I've actually considered that one. And just to answer the previous question real quick, I wasn't going to see Valerian. I was going to see Dunkirk that weekend instead. But
Yeah, go for Dunkirk.
I've heard some bad reviews of Valerian, so I might check it out just for shits and giggles at this point. Avatar. I've actually considered this one before. And
Just so you know, before you go any further, if you ask me to jump in, the only way I'm gonna do it is if Diane does it too.
I'll do it.
It's the only way.
Because from a filmatic standpoint too, oh my god, it's just this is so incompetent.
Yes, let's have all our scenes be close-ups this close.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The only problem with it is not based on a book, so it wouldn't really fall into the usual string of things that I would watch. However, I have found a technicality that may allow me to watch it, and it's that all of the seasons are referred to as books.
This is true.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Man, that movie has pissed off so many people. I haven't watched it from beginning to end. I've just watched a bunch of reviews and video essays on it. Wow.
It's funny because when that came out, I saw this interview of people who had just seen it like on opening weekend, and normally when you're put on the spot like that, you want to be nice, you want to be pretty good to whatever you're talking about. The first kid that this interview walks up to, they're standing in front of a cardboard cutout of the movie that theaters put up.
Yeah.
But they're inside the theater lobby as this is going on.
Yeah.
And the interviewer, he's being chipper. Oh well, the Last Airbender came out this weekend. Stars this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. And you just saw it. What did you think? Put the microphone in the kid's face, and he goes, It sucked.
Oh no.
No one held back at this. It was one bit of criticism after another. It was just absolutely, everyone hated this. They didn't even pronounce the names correctly. And
No,
this
they
is
didn't.
after Shyamalan, whatever the fuck, Shyamalama Ding Dong.
M. Night
said that he
Shyamalan.
had- What?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah.
My way is more fun. Anyway, he claims that he watched the at least the first season, I seem to recall, and really wanted to work with that. I don't believe that. I do not believe that he actually did see that. He was like brought in from some third party, because almost all of the names were mispronounced.
He said, like, okay, apparently according to the names, he said he changed the pronunciation of the names because it was actually the cartoon that got the pronunciation wrong. So in the movie, he wanted to correct that. Which, okay, from a culturally, objectively speaking, yes, that is more respectful, I guess. But when the TV show has established what the names sound like it's just gonna alienate like your entire audience who's so used to saying their names in that in that one specific way. Like, I would have let that go. Whatever. I'm Asian. Just say it the way it's supposed to be said in the TV show.
That's the thing, because you're making the movie for the fans of the TV show. So when you screw up something that basic, just the pronunciation of people's names, no one's gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and then like, oh god, the whitewashing and like he's just just the whitewashing and he made the entire Fire Nation Indian, which is fine, but like, why not just stick to the aesthetics of the show? Where I don't know. Oh god.
Well, in that regard, I'll say I normally wouldn't touch something like whitewashing and bringing that up, just because it steers a little too close for politics for my taste, and politics is
I didn't
mean way too toxic, and I don't want that kind of shit associated with my channel.
Got it. Yeah.
In this case, I would make an exception because that was dumb.
So dumb.
You have all these established cultures which are clearly based on real life cultures, which they skew so badly with the casting. What the hell?
I don't know. And like, okay, like, and it's just remarkable. There's usually at least like a tiny minority out there that kind of likes the movie, that would like an infamously bad movie. I've not seen a single person defend this movie at all. And like everybody says the exact same thing. It's like completely 100% unanimous. The acting is horrible. The camera angles are incompetent. The dialogue, the writing, the structure, it's just awful. And like the one tiny little speck of good I've heard people say about this movie is that the actors portraying Uncle Iroh and Zuko, those are the only two actors kind of like giving a shit. Or like they're the only ones that are shining through the bad material. Like they're still not able to save the movie, but those are like the only two good performances in the movie.
Sorry, Dan, I just gotta jump in real quick. Everyone, say hi to Bandit.
Oh,
this is my
Hi,
roommate's
Bandit.
cat. He's
that's
very
huge. It's Bandit or Ragdoll because that's my dream cat.
He's very fluffy. I don't know exactly what breed he is.
It looks like a ragdoll.
You got another cat.
We had another cat. He's actually been here the whole time.
Sweet. There's no such thing as too many cats.
He just wandered
He
in,
looks
so I figured I'd show him.
He looks like Grumpy Cat. He really does.
He kind of does. He's like that until he gets used to. It actually took him 4 months to even be able to approach me.
Oh, he's so fluffy. He's either, I think that's a ragdoll. You haven't asked your roommate what kind of cat that is?
They're cats. I don't know what breed Leia is.
Oh, dude, you don't know the breeds of cats?
He's gray!
Well, yeah,
That's about as much as I can tell you.
that's probably like a tabby cat. I don't know, but Bandit to me looks like a rag doll. And does he go limp when you pick him up?
Not terribly. I mean, when he's finally relaxed around you, he goes a little limp, but there's still a bit of tension in him.
It might not be like a purebred rag doll. Does he like?
Well, he didn't come from a very good home. He was
I see.
neglected, so there's a lot of stress there. So the fact that he's comfortable enough for me to pick him up now is actually remarkable progress.
That's good. Does he follow his owner around?
When it's time for food, yes.
Okay.
That's every cat.
Yeah, no, like I'm listing up all the traits of a rag doll, and you keep like turning them down. So I'm guessing he's not a rag doll.
I don't know. Maybe he's just a special case.
Yeah, like rag dolls, they're described as like giant cats with the personality of a puppy dog because they follow you around and they won't shut up. They're very vocal cats. No, wait, or they're very quiet cats. I forget. Never mind. But like,
he's either noisy as shit or he never talks at all. It's one or the other. I'm not sure.
I forget. I'm sorry, but the two traits I'm sure of a rag doll is that they follow you around like a puppy. They're really affectionate, and they go limp when you pick them up or something like that. So
honestly, back on the Last Airbender subject.
sorry.
My two biggest issues with it. One, the Earthbenders in prison, being in a prison surrounded by Earth.
Yeah.
And I agree.
My God.
And I'm totally agreeing with Doug Walker on this. 6 guys to move one small chunk of Earth.
Oh God, that was so...
And I like how he did it. I'm a little teapot.
Sure, and stout, yeah. Doug Walker's review of that was amazing. So freaking good.
And my second biggest gripe is again going with what Doug said. The whole showing us what Fire Lord Ozai looked like when we didn't even see. All we ever saw of him was a silhouette until what? The Book of Fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, book 3. It was like the 3rd season.
It's like, come on.
I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know, man. What was going on in his head? It's like my guess is I don't know what was going on in his mind with the casting choices. It just doesn't make any sense. I can understand why he made the Fire Nation all Indian. He probably wanted to give his own people representation, which
as the bad guys.
Well, he is a bad guy.
It's still representation. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, if you think about it, he is a bad guy considering how many movies he's just ruined.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with them. Like, I guess, I think Doug and Rob Walker, they've speculated before, just maybe too much success way too young, and then it got up,
Because he used to be good. He used to be good.
I like The Sixth Sense. Actually, I think that's the only movie I really like from him. What did he make afterwards?
Lady in the Water, Signs, The Happening.
You're naming like all the bad ones. What were the other things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I remember watching Unbreakable. I heard so many good things about Unbreakable. It wasn't horrible, but I just found it way too slow for me. It was super slow. So, but I think The Sixth Sense is the really good one that I like. Yeah. But I don't know if you want to do The Last Airbender, I'm game. I'd like to be involved in whatever capacity.
Hey, Diane.
Yeah.
did you and Kyle notice what Gojira Anime said?
No.
Who's that?
Apparently, Shyamalan the Destroyer is planning on doing a sequel.
No, he isn't. There's no fucking way in hell.
It
Sorry.
can't. It was
There's
planned
no
so
way
hard,
in
it
hell
would
that is
easily
going
fail.
through. Like, I know, like, maybe the movie did well in international markets, but it's way too late. It's like 10 years later. There's no way in heck that's going to happen unless all the actors are under contract. There's no way any of them are going to go back and be recasted under his guidance for that movie if they know what's good for their careers. I probably even shouldn't be saying this because, like, I'm trying to get into film industry. if anybody sees this.
The problem is the kid playing Aang, and I'm going to pronounce it Aang, is he's going to have grown a little in the how long time it's been since the last movie came out.
10 years.
All of a sudden, Aang is going to be like eye level with Sokka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's no way. Hang on. I'm just checking the last.
Now we're looking for information.
Sorry.
To the internet.
Yeah. It was released 2010, so it's 7 years later, and I think I know what's her name, the girl who played Katara, who actually can act from what I hear on other projects. She's doing well enough. I don't think she needs to be in this. Nobody needs to be in this movie. This is not going to help anybody's career.
Oh my God, he wasn't kidding.
No way! It is not greenlighted. There's
I've
no way.
got an article from Movie Pilot saying that Shyamalan has confirmed the movie. It's oh my God, you are serious.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
No, because I brought it up too.
Oh, it did make a profit. Oh God. Yeah, it made a bit of a profit.
The prophecy is nigh. The end times are upon us.
Is Movie Pilot? Is it a reliable source?
Barely.
Apparently.
Yeah, they're reliable enough.
Oh my God! What is it saying about the cast? Are the people actually going to come back for that?
GC, are you able to go through that real quick? You've got the article, right?
Yeah, I've got the article up.
I was not expecting that bombshell.
Wow, that is interesting. I did not think that they could do that. What's it sitting at on Rotten Tomatoes? Is that like at 5% or something?
Let me check.
6%. I was close.
6%. Wow.
I find it funny that the live stream called the Geek Squad has all of us doing research on a computer at the same time.
Yeah, I know. It's thrilling, isn't it?
Hey, we're living up to our name.
Yeah. Oh God. Dude, I don't know, because I know what's his name, Dave Patel, who played Zuko. He hated the movie. He did not. He was so disappointed at the end result of it. I'd be like, unless they have those actors under contract, under like legal obligation, I don't see how, especially somebody like Dave Patel is going to come back. He doesn't need, he doesn't need the work that badly. He's already famous and well established, and he's working on way better projects.
I want to see more with him. I recently got a book called The Man Who Knew Infinity that apparently they turned into a movie with him as the main character. And it looks really interesting. It looks like he would be able to really nail the role because it's about an Indian guy who, like, and someone feel free to correct me on this, but like he's got a genius level understanding of mathematics or physics or something. So
Yes.
he gets invited to a British university, I believe it was.
Uh-huh.
And he works with Jeremy Irons, of all people.
And I think Nicole Kidman is in that movie too.
She might be. I don't know.
I think, like, the movie, Let me double check. What is it called again? Because I've heard of it.
The Man Who Knew Infinity.
Mm.
And Gojira, yeah, I'm actually planning a Home for Peculiar Children review at some point. It's not scheduled, but it'll happen eventually. Now everyone's doing research, and I'm the only one left.
Let's see. Okay, it's not the one with Nicole Kidman. I'm thinking of something entirely different. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I like Dave Patel. He's a very charismatic, talented actor. I liked him in Slumdog Millionaire. I'm trying to remember if I've seen him in anything else, but he seems like a cool guy. Yeah. But
yeah, Knick-Knack95 pointed out the only way to make an Avatar sequel worse would be if it was produced by Uwe Boll.
Ew.
Ew, no.
But
I don't even joke about that. God.
From everything I was able to dig up, it's not completely off the table, but Shyamalan is still wants to do it after his next movie. Is what he is the last we've heard about it, but we don't know yet. We don't have full confirmation that it is off the table or that it will happen.
His next movie, when you say that, is that Glass?
Not sure. Give me a second.
Okay, I've heard he said that he's going to. I've heard many times before that he says, "Oh yeah, it's going to happen. I want to do it," but until like it's announced by the studio that yes, this is happening, then I don't think we have anything to worry about so far. So my initial freak out was for nothing then, GC? Is that what I'm understanding?
Well, considering the last anything he talked about it was September of 2015.
I've got an article from March of this year.
March
You
of
do?
this.
Yeah. It's the movie pilot one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's from April.
Well, there's another one from April. I've got one from March and one from April.
And it's both of this year?
Yep.
I don't know until, God, I don't know. He says, like, does it say that he wants it to happen or it's going to happen?
No, I just brought up the one Kyle's got.
Okay.
I think he's just saying that he really wants it to happen. Maybe the producers are smart enough to realize that this will be a tremendous failure.
I don't, like, here, let me look at the international numbers for The Last Airbender, because it's the international market that's really influencing Hollywood right now. International.
While you're looking that up, Chris Quijano, hopefully I pronounced that right, asked if I've seen Ruby Chibi. I have. I'm actually subscribed to Rooster Teeth on YouTube. I'm not terribly impressed with it, unfortunately, because it looks like they're just using all their jokes that weren't good enough to show up in the main series in that one. If anyone hasn't seen it, Ruby is actually an excellent web series. They should.
Shit.
What?
What?
Soon we will see what he has done to our precious Avatar. He said after he's done with one more of his own original projects, he will start working on Avatar: The Last Airbender 2. As of now, there's no date for when the film will be released, but as previously stated, he has confirmed he will be working on it.
What studio is going to back that? Does he have his own studio and that much, like...
He can't have that much money.
No, he can't. He would need a studio to back him, right?
The main core of his audience are people who go to his movies to laugh at how bad they are.
The movie did make a profit, guys. Like, okay, it made, domestically, it made over $130 million, and then worldwide, $300 million. And it, yeah, so, I don't know, like, you know, it's, when it comes to these blockbusters, it's the people in suits who make the decisions. So
People in suits are morons and they have no idea how the industry works.
yeah. Oh my God, it was so funny. I was talking to this guy from California, and he said, you know, he was in one of the early screenings for Pitch Perfect 3, and he thought the movie was a hot mess. But he ended up being seated next to some executives, like suit people, and they were both looking at each other saying, yeah, this movie looks great. I think it's going to do very well.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. So
This is a horrifying concept from Brad Wolf.
what?
Directed by M. Night, produced by Uwe Boll, made by Asylum, and starring Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
would be
God.
incredible.
That would be horrifying.
That kind of concentrated failure, I think, would actually spawn a black hole and destroy the planet.
Oh, God, that'd be horrifying. And William DeMarco, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to imagine what M. Night's going to do to Toph. I don't want to.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm going to call it now. She's not actually going to be blind. She's just going to be really nearsighted and have fake glasses.
Oh, God.
And she's going to say jinkies a lot because it's funny and topical.
Really?
Christ, I don't know.
Do we, like, okay, I want, like, okay, I feel like we need to throw, well, no. I'll just say it. I'll throw M. Night Shyamalan a little bone. I did like his movie, The Visit. With the creepy.
Wasn't that the horror movie that was so unintentionally funny that people walked out in stitches?
With the creepy grandparents? I thought it was well done. I mean, yeah, I thought it was okay. I enjoyed myself. I got a little scared. I'll say, like, I don't think I'm spoiling anything because it's a Shyamalan movie. The twist at the end fucking got me. When they announced the twist, I was like, oh, damn it. That is pretty goddamn ingenious.
It turns out the grandparents were their real parents the whole time!
Dun, dun, dun!
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway,
I think the Q&A section has completely devolved to complaining about the Avatar movie.
I think
Yeah,
so. So
pretty
back on track, maybe.
I think we got time for maybe one or two more questions.
Any group questions?
we haven't even talked about my subject yet. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
Go for it, Diane.
How many people in the chat has seen Wonder Woman? Because I've been dying to talk about it for on the stream. So.
All right, we'll end with discussion on Wonder Woman.
Sure. Okay. Kyle, you first. What did you think of Wonder Woman?
Well, as I said in the Rogue review, this is easily the best movie that DC has come out with in their cinematic universe thus far.
That's not that hard.
Yeah, I know. It is not a difficult achievement, but it is still a legitimately good movie.
Yes, it is a legitimately good movie. Like when people are saying how good this movie is, it's not like it's not saying that, oh yeah, like it's better than the other three movies, which yes is an easy feat. But even if those other three movies did not exist, it is just a legitimately well-made, entertaining, standalone, self-contained movie. It's so damn awesome. I kind of teared up while watching it, and I wasn't even expecting to like it as much as I did. Because, like, you know, superheroes in general, I like them a lot, but I'm not, like, a huge, crazy comic book fan. And, you know, just based on principle alone, of course, there should be female-led superhero movies, you know. Oh, yeah, because...
Make a Black Widow movie. I'd watch that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just on the principle alone, right? Yes, of course we need more female-led superhero movies. But when I was watching Woman Up There, it was like it was like the movie I never realized I needed, because just seeing her up there, it really, it just struck such an emotional chord with me. Like, you know, I hate to bring the F word into it, but like, yeah, it's just like woman power and everything. It just made, it was so, I was so happy. So yeah. Anyway, sorry.
I thought that the action scenes were very gripping, and the characters were in just the right way, so you were still emotionally invested in them and you wanted to see them come out all right. The back and forth between Chris Pine's Steve Trevor
Yeah.
and Gal Gadot were surprisingly entertaining. Now, I made the mistake of going into Suicide Squad with really high hopes because, oh my god, the trailers look great. It looks like they finally figured out they should be having fun with this, and they completely fucked it up. So I went into Wonder Woman with admittedly very low standards, but it was really good.
It was really good. Like, and I was so nervous for this movie. I honestly thought they were gonna muck it up again, especially the source material. I thought it was going to be really tricky to handle, especially, you know, in the internet age. And, you know, with Wonder Woman having the feminist overtones, like, how are they going to sell this to a mainstream audience without, isolating the male audience, and also without, it could have gone either way. They could have either make it like overtly feminist, and it's gonna make a lot of male audiences feel alienated, or they could have gone the other way and focused too much on and objectified Diana. But the whole thing was handled so gracefully, and and tastefully. The whole thing was super tasteful, and they do make jokes about the whole thing about Diana never seeing a man before, living on an island of only women. There are jokes about that, but it never veers into like man-hating territory or sex or like misogynistic territory. It's just, it managed to just be really funny, really tasteful, and smart. And it was just perfect. I honestly can't think of any other way they could have improved on the screenplay. It was just so tight.
I have a few ways, but those are admittedly nitpicks, and they're not terribly large points. For example, I think his name was Chief, that character, the scout.
Yeah.
In the scene he's introduced, he explains that he's a pacifist, and the very next scene, he's chucking grenades at Germans.
Did he say he was a pacifist?
Well, here's
He
the
was a
thing.
pacifist. He's just there to scout and lead them from point A to point B.
Here's the thing. Yes, and this is coming from a guy who was military, so I can understand it. You can be a pacifist, but when it's on the line and you're defending your team,
Yeah.
you're gonna do whatever it takes.
And that's fine, but if they're going to undercut that in the very next scene, why introduce it at all?
Yeah. I didn't even notice that, to be quite honest. I just thought that, he was there for the money and he was just going to do his job. I totally missed out on the fact that he was a pacifist. I do have nitpicks about, like, if I had to, what were my two nitpicks? Well, one I know is I saw two of the plot twists coming like a freaking mile away. Two of the main plot twists coming a freaking mile away. Like, they mentioned one thing in the first act, I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna happen. And then they introduced this other character, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's gonna happen.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, right? It was pretty predictable.
It was like, okay, that's going to happen, and then like an hour later, I called it.
Yeah,
And
I
they
was
showed it
like,
everyone else in the theater,
like
so
I
I
was
don't
thinking
think that's
Holland.
what's
But at the same time, I don't mind if a movie is predictable as long as I'm having fun with it. And I had a time of my life with this movie. So yeah, it was really good. It's so good. Like I had to like sit on my hands at one point to keep from pumping my fists in the air. It was just so much fun, and it was again. This is coming from a DC movie that has so in such a short amount of time established itself as like grim, dour, and joyless. There was so much heart in this movie. There were so many adorable moments in this movie, like really enduring scenes between the characters. Oh God, it was just such a breath of fresh air, Keith. I really hope you see it pretty soon.
Well, you know why. Well, you know why it was so much better than the other ones, right?
Why?
Because obviously they called Marvel Studios.
No, it feels very different from a Marvel movie, actually.
No, obviously they called Marvel Studios, so it would actually be good.
No. Have you? I guess you haven't seen Doug Walker's review of it. But like, no, it doesn't feel like a Marvel movie. He makes that joke too. Like, we can still be a good movie without having to be a Marvel movie. Like it's not all jokes all the way. There's like a lot of heavy moments too. They don't hold back. They don't pull back on the fact that World War One was a complete hot mess and everything. Did Kyle just disappear from the chat?
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay, so Kyle's missing, guys, but we'll hold down the fort until he comes back. But, yeah.
Um,
I really liked it. Are you a Wonder Woman fan in general, or are you just like a casual bystander like me?
I am a fan of DC, Marvel. I love both universes very much. I'm a massive fan of both.
Okay, that's great. So did you know a lot about Wonder Woman before this movie came out?
I did. Most of what I remember was from comic books and also Justice League and Justice League Unlimited and things like that. Because
So
they really
I've never read
character
like
back in the animated series.
right. I've never read a single Wonder Woman comic before. I only know her through like the Justice League animated series. What is her personality like in the comic books?
Pretty much identical to what it is in the Justice League series. She's
the cartoon. Okay.
yeah, they stayed very true to it. She's very
Okay.
Kyle is back, everyone.
Did that drop at all? Were you guys still connected?
we're still going.
Yeah, we're still going. Yep.
Sorry about that. The internet box router at my place is connected to a wall switch, which my roommates went and pressed. And it took a while to get the internet back on.
No, you were gone for like, I don't know, felt like maybe a minute. So.
Probably 2 or 3. But either way, the rent's going up.
Okay. But anyway, we were just comparing notes on like, I've never read a Wonder Woman comic before, so I was wondering what Diana's personality is like in the comics, because that's something I want to talk about actually.
She's basically the same. Very, very dedicated, very honorable, very devoted to her gods. My advice: never, ever, ever read the Justice League series where the Justice League members lose their powers. Don't do it.
You're talking about Act of God?
Yes.
Right, Linkara reviewed that one. It looks pretty abysmal.
Okay. Why
It's
does she,
worse.
what happens with Diana?
She's reduced to housewife.
Oh no!
And on top of that, what really pisses everyone else off about that is Diana's powers come through her dedication to the Greek gods, okay?
Uh-huh.
And they strip her powers and make her Catholic in it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay.
It's like she's actually met her gods.
Like,
Yeah.
Why?
Is she choosing to be Catholic, or she's under some spell?
No, she
No.
chooses.
It's conscious choice on her part. She's like, well, I've met the gods. They've literally created me, and I've shaken hands with a few of them. It's not a matter of belief at that point. It's not a matter of faith. It's a matter of the gods have the same weight in her life or immediacy in her life as her neighbor Bob.
Okay. And she chooses to be a housewife? I was under the impression maybe they, like...
Yeah, with Superman.
Yeah, with Superman, who, by the way, has transformed into the Brawny Man.
Yeah.
Oh.
And on top of that, what they did to Jean Jones,
Okay.
the Martian Manhunter, they stripped his powers too, even though his and Superman's are both literally in their DNA because they're not from Earth.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Same with Supergirl.
Oh, and Green Lantern. He loses his powers even though his are tech-based.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense.
There was no research or thought put into the making of the story.
The only person who really kept his powers, quote unquote, is Batman.
Of course, because Batman defies... I hate how, like, from what I've heard just from, you know, as a third party, I feel like in the comics, they make Batman too powerful. Like, they just make him into this, like, super genius that's constantly right about everything. And, like, I'm like, really? He doesn't have to struggle anymore. Like, dare I say it? They just kind of make him into a super Gary Stu. Even more so than Superman. Because, like, at least Superman... Like, I like the idea that Superman, he's an intelligent man, but he's not a genius, right? And he's going to need help from other people. But I feel like with Batman, they kind of elevated him too much, his intellect and everything. Just because, like, it loses, the story loses tension because of it. I don't know. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm just actually starting to fade a little bit here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is with Batman, and they actually did go into that on why he seems like a Gary Stu.
Yeah.
The reason is because all of his comes from the fact that A, he's a billionaire. B, he literally designs all his own tech, so he's a super genius.
Yeah, he's a super genius.
And he literally, the way he is, he literally considers every single person, every single comrade, he literally has backup plan after backup plan of what would happen should they go rogue and turn bad. He even has one against himself.
Yep. He even has a plan against himself, which I find, I've watched that movie before, I think. What is it called again?
Justice League Doom, I believe.
Yeah, Justice League. I believe I watched that animated movie some time ago, but I find one gaping flaw on that. Like, at the end of the movie, Superman's like, you don't have a flaw against yourself, and you don't have a plan, a failsafe against yourself, and he's like, yes, I do. It's called the Justice League. But I'm thinking, but the whole entire movie just proved that he can take down every superhero by himself. So what would the Justice League?
Yes, but if you listen to, there's an audio going around on YouTube about it. If you listen, it's all of his plans against the Justice League members, and he even states that there is a plan against himself and how to go about it.
Okay, and they would be privy to that plan if shit hit the fan.
Yes, they would.
Otherwise, it's just,
You
well,
know-
I'm just going to delete that file off my computer, and then they.
Right, but he knows the plan. He came up with it, so he'll know every single step of the goddamn plan.
But here's the thing. He flat out states in the plan, Batman is a master of several forms of martial arts. He is a genius. He is strong. He is a technological marvel. However, he is still just a human. If you take him apart, and manipulate his own emotional trauma, you'll put him down.
Okay. Yeah. Good point, I guess. So it's easier.
While Batman can be seen as a Gary Stu, it also has to be established that he is one of a very few members in the entire league who is literally completely human. No superpowers, nothing. He only has his own brain.
He does, yeah.
In fact, I can only think of two others in the entire league that are like that, and that is Green Arrow and The Question.
Oh,
I like The Question.
I loved him in Justice League. He is awesome. He had some of the best lines. Justice League, the TV show, God, that show doesn't, I know it did well, but still, like, the dialogue on that show was so sharp and funny and witty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and The Question got some of the best lines in that movie, in that show.
And of course, we can't talk about Justice League without talking about Teen Titans and the abomination that was spawned.
Teen Titans Go.
Abomination that was spawned.
I never watched.
That show is pretty awful.
Yeah.
We're being nice.
We're the original Teen Titans and the later iterations of Young Justice, and from what I've been told, what I've seen from the trailers and a few scenes, the new movies, where they had action and comedy and character and depth and all those good things. Teen Titans Go has none of them. They have like fart jokes and very childish writing.
Sandwich jokes and everything else.
Yeah.
There is literally one episode dedicated to them trying to make the perfect sandwich.
Oh, that's the light stuff. I've seen reviews where there's an entire episode where Beast Boy and Cyborg say only waffles. That is their only bit of dialogue for 90% of the episode.
I know about that episode.
Oh, and then there's the toilet episode.
I think the best episode that they did in Teen Titans Go was the one with Control Freak, that he showed up and literally showed the Teen Titans Go by breaking the fourth wall, the old Teen Titans series.
That could be fun.
It was. That was the only good one, because he said flat out, if you guys don't do better, I'm going to erase you, just like I did the last one.
Back to Wonder Woman. I don't know, Keith, do you mind if I talk about how they...
Go for it, honey.
All right, because I felt the way they wrote her character, it was really unexpected. It was really unexpected because, like I said, I only really know Wonder Woman through the Justice League episodes, and I was expecting, I was expecting her personality to be more like that. Like in the show, she's, like I said, she's really respectful of the gods and is all about honor. And in terms of personality too, especially in the first season, she's kind of standoffish and really serious, takes no shit, suffers no fools, right? She only softens up in the later seasons, which again makes a lot of sense because she's become more, she's become more she could be, sorry, I'm losing my words. She becomes more familiar with the human world, and she has an affection for it now and whatnot. So I was expecting something along the lines of that, just someone who was super serious. What what the movie ended up giving us, I think, was someone who, again, she really believed in honor and compassion and peace and justice. And yes, she was serious and even rebellious at times, but there was an element of innocence to her character that I was not expecting. Yeah, just like innocence and even naivete that I just thought was really refreshing, especially to see in a superhero movie. Because I feel like with superheroes, innocence and naivete are two character traits that are not often used for the protagonist unless they're like a teenager, like say Peter Parker. And I thought it just added a really nice layer of humanity and vulnerability to her character, and it never once undermined her stronger traits as well. Like, I feel like when you write a character that is naive and innocent, you run the risk of making them look stupid, but she never once crossed into that territory. Like, it made so much sense why she was naive the way she was. And at the same time too, it never once made her look stupid at the same time, which was something I just thought was really well done. Like, Kyle, what did you think? Were you expecting her to be so innocent and even childlike here and there?
Well, my main exposure to Wonder Woman has either been from the old Justice League shows, or more recently the standalone Wonder Woman movie they came up with a little while ago with Nathan Fillion as Steve Trevor, which was awesome.
I watched a few clips of that. Yep.
She was a little naive in that movie as well. So seeing it in the latest movie, in the live action movie, wasn't terribly surprising. But I thought they did well with it, considering that she's never been off the island. So of course, being exposed to an entirely different country and culture and way of life,
and technology,
it's perfectly understandable. And technology is perfectly understandable for there to be a bit of naivete involved.
No, yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad they added that in. And then, you know, I didn't know this. Like, she was the only child on Themyscira, so she's never seen a baby. And sorry, spoiler alert. There's this one little moment where she sees a human baby for the first time, and she literally like does a squee. And I was like, oh my God, they made a superhero squee. Like, again, it's just such an endearing moment in this movie, and I never thought like a DC movie would go there. But again, like, she was just such a well fleshed out, three-dimensional character. She was soft and warm, but also like
prepared to do the dirty if she needed to.
Yeah, she was like just such a well written character. And man, do I feel sorry for Batman and Superman right now, because, oh my God, it's just like the creative team, like the entire crew and cast, they just blew it out of the water with this one.
It's just, at this point, DC should just hand control over the entire project to the director of Wonder Woman, because she's the only one who's proven she knows what she's doing.
Yeah. And the screenwriter too, like, just
yes.
Yeah, and apparently Zack Snyder too was part of the creative team. I've heard, like, I think he's just one of those film people. He's better, like, he's good at a lot of things, but when you give him like full creative control, like, you know, full creative power as a director, that's when it might get a little rocky for him, because he knows how to make shots look good, but I think in terms of story and character, he's a little weak on that part. But yeah, Patty Jenkins, the director, she just did so well.
Well, I think we should probably cut it off here. I need to be awake in about 5 hours, so...
Oh, sorry.
I've just grabbed coffee on the way to work. So thank you guys again for joining me along with this. Thank you everyone for sticking around to watch it despite the earlier technical issues. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go.
There's always technical issues.
What?
There's always technical issues.
Yeah, I know, but normally someone doesn't turn my internet off halfway through a stream.
Oh my
You're having way too much fun at my expense.
Yeah.
Always.
This is the core of our relationship. You know that?
Yeah. Us having fun at each other's expense.
Okay, well, I had a good time. Thanks for having us again, Kyle.
Of course. Thanks for coming, guys.
Okay.
No problem, dude. Sorry I was late again, but you guys have a good night.
All right.
Bye, Keith.
See you guys later.
Bye, and bye, Kyle.
Bye, everyone.